Hi. No, I just got here. Maybe 5 minutes ago? Yeah, don't worry about it. I know we said we'd meet at 10, and with your bus running a few minutes delayed, it's 9:57, so you're probably fine. Oh, to be honest, I'm a little nervous. Definitely excited as well, but it's our first date, so I can't help but be at least a little nervous, you know? Yeah, hopefully. I've been really looking forward to this, though. Anyway, how about you? How are you doing? I'm sure we'll be fine. Though it's comforting, in a way, to know that I'm not the only one who's nervous. I don't know. It's not like we don't know each other or anything, but this is just the first time we've done something like this, and it just feels different. Mm-hmm. Anyway, do you want to go inside? Do you mind if I hold your hand? Oh, you were right. It is a bit chilly in here. I'm glad I believed you and wore a jacket. Maybe it makes it easier to regulate the water temperature or something? Anyway, do we just need to buy our tickets at the counter there? Sounds good. Let's get in line then. Have you been here often? Oh, that's nice. Especially since this aquarium seems pretty cool. I know. I'm looking forward to seeing all the exhibits with you. But even from what I have seen, it seems pretty cool. I guess I wouldn't expect you to suggest it for our date if you didn't like it. Oh, that was pretty fast. Tickets for just the two of us, please. Let me pay for both of them now. And if you're going to insist on paying for yours, then we can have that conversation later when we're not going to be holding up the line. Thank you. Here you go. So, where to first? Well, I'm certainly not in any hurry. As long as we're out before they close, I reckon we'll be fine. Sounds good. I've heard about the tunnel here, so I'd definitely like to see that. But other than that, I'm not sure there's anything specific I'm looking to see. Yeah, something like that. Whatever we come across, whatever you want to show me. I can't promise that we won't find something for me to get really excited about. Like, oh, look at the jellyfish. Aren't they cute? But I don't know what it would be yet. Yeah, you think that's cute? Well, if we find something like that, then yeah, that sounds good. Since you're obviously a lot more familiar with this place, I don't at all mind letting you take the lead. So if there's anything you want to see, just lead the way, okay? Of course, I'll let you know if something comes to mind. For the record, I have been to an aquarium a few times when I was younger, but where I grew up, the aquarium was just part of the city zoo, rather than its own facility like this. So it wasn't really that big, since the focus was more on the zoo part. Also, it's just been a long time since I've been. So I'm mostly just curious to see things more generally, rather than anything specific, if that makes sense. Perfect. Wow, this is gorgeous. It's kind of like we're scuba diving, or something with the way the display is underwater. This is a beautiful coral reef. Well, there was one underwater display that I can think of. I remember it as the manatee exhibit, but there might have also been some fish and sea turtles in there. The part where you walked was on a downhill slope, so you started above the water and then the water came up, maybe 2 meters above the ground at the bottom. So the display was underwater, in a sense, especially when I was little and only stood a meter tall. But it's definitely not the same as this. Yeah, I know this is constructed and not perfectly accurate, but it's still really cool to get to see this as if it were like a window into the actual habitat would be. More or less. This is mimicking a tropical reef, right? That's what the sign on the entryway said. It's interesting how it seems like so many tropical creatures are so brightly colored. I know there are colorful animals elsewhere, but all the fish I've seen outside of places like this have been mostly just brown. Well, my family went camping down at this cabin that sat near a pond a few times when I was little, and any of the fish my father or older brother caught were just, I don't know exactly what they were, but they didn't look anything like this. No, I'm not good at fishing, I guess. I can see the appeal, but it's not really something I enjoyed much, especially then. But I did try it when we were down there, and I never caught anything, even though my father and brother did. What about you? Well, maybe you and I should go fishing sometime and see if we can redeem ourselves. Probably won't catch anything as pretty as these, but maybe it'd still be worth it. Actually, do you know what kinds of fish these are? Oh, that's cool. Do you want one of the pamphlets as well? Here. Now, let me see if I can... here we go. It looks like the yellow ones are called yellow tang, and the purple ones are called purple anthias. But there are so many beautiful fish and coral in here. Do you have a favorite? Yeah, I'm not sure I can pick either. Does the beautiful sweetheart want to take a picture together with the befittingly beautiful fish and coral behind them? Why are they asking me? I'm not doing this back and forth with you right now. Do you want to take a picture or not, dear? Ready? Here, let's look at them. Oh, so cute. Do you like any of these? Yeah, I'm blinking in the last one, but here, I'll send the other ones to you. And sent. Do you want to go to the next exhibit? The touch tank is currently unavailable due to regular cleaning this morning. It should be restored to its usual state and reopened by 2 p.m. We apologize for the inconvenience. There's a touch tank here? That's neat, though. It's not an issue, obviously, but I'd have expected them to do the cleaning overnight. Maybe that makes sense. It doesn't seem to be a busy time, at least, so it's not causing that much of a disturbance. Have you gotten to experience a touch tank before? What's that like? I imagine it'd be a bit weird to touch the fish, all slimy and scaly or whatever. Yeah, it seems like it's one thing to look at the creatures through the glass on the display, but it's another thing to get to be more hands-on with them. Sorry. Sure. It's still going to be a while before they reopen it, but yeah, if we're still here, then I think it'd be fun. But it's also cool how the reef display continues into the room. I hadn't realized just how big it was. Is there anything else interesting in here? I mean, it's still the wonderful fish and coral and everything, but yeah, it looks like an extension of the same exhibit. For now, though, how about we move on to the next exhibit and we can come back later if we want? Why are you looking at me like that? What do you know about this that I don't? Well, I'd take your word for it, but I don't have to since it's apparently the next thing on the list. Let's go then. You seem really excited about this. It's adorable. Is this next exhibit really that great, sweetheart? Oh, sorry. It just slipped out. Do you mind if I call you that? Is a first date too early? I don't mind if... That's good. But, sweetheart, is this next exhibit really that exciting? Is it just through this door? Oh, it's the tunnel. This thing is huge. It's like we're in a giant submarine. Do you know how deep the water is? That's incredible. I guess it'd have to be that deep for some of these creatures. All these fish, sharks. Oh, there's a sea turtle over there. It really does feel like they just drilled a tunnel through the ocean, doesn't it? Are you recording me? Was my reaction as adorable as you thought it would be? Then it's fine. Just don't show anyone else the video and I don't mind. It can just be your little secret. Good. Now, should we enjoy the tunnel together? This is absolutely incredible. It really is like we're walking through a tunnel built under the ocean. It's a little bit unsettling since I'm not a great swimmer and there are a few sharks swimming around us, but yeah, definitely worth it. I'm really glad you suggested this place. Are you having a good time? Yay, I'm glad. When they're feeding these creatures, the staff would just dive into this tank, wouldn't they? Can you imagine going in there to feed the sharks? I think it'd be really cool, but I'd be way too terrified to actually do it. Maybe if there weren't sharks in there and it were just the fish and the turtles. Oh, weirdly enough, the rays don't bother me quite as much actually. Yeah, the sharks terrify me because they're predators. But rays are a lot more docile from what I remember reading a long time ago. So yeah, fish, turtles, rays, I might be okay. Yeah, the not great at swimming thing would definitely be a problem. But what about you? Could you do it? Yeah, that's fair. I imagine that these people enjoy it. Have you ever seen them do it? They must have to do with the aquarium open, right? Or do all these creatures just eat before and after close? It's called a lunch break, but instead of the workers eating, though, of course they can eat too. It's them diving into the tanks to feed the creatures. Do you think the novelty of it ever wears off and they're just thinking about it as, oh, I guess it's time to feed the animals, and not, oh, it's time to literally go swimming with hundreds upon hundreds of fish, a bunch of sharks, sea turtles, rays, and whatever else is in this giant tank? You think so? You're probably right. Still, though, now that we've reached the end of the tunnel, I'm looking back towards the beginning and realizing that because they've curved the tunnel, I can't actually see the other end because you have to look through the water and you just can't see that far. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. It makes me slightly uncomfortable thinking about how you can't see very far through the water and how easy it'd be to get lost if this were actually under the ocean. But I'm also so incredibly amazed by the scale of this project and the fact that they can even show that. It's incredible. Yeah, I'd never seen pictures of this before or anything, but having come through here, I can absolutely understand why this tunnel, and this aquarium more broadly, is such a famous place around here. I'm really glad you suggested it. That's right. Shall we keep going to the next exhibit? Did you want to stay here in the tunnel a bit longer? I think it might be nice to get to see a lot of the different exhibits rather than focusing on just a few. I don't want to rush through any of them, of course, but I don't know. There's nothing stopping us from coming back to this exhibit later or from coming back to the aquarium another time, right? Then let's go take a look at some of the other exhibits here. And if we want, we'll come back. Okay, but if there is something you want to see or to stay longer and look at, you'll tell me, right, sweetheart? Hmm? Oh, a cafe inside the aquarium? Yeah, we can stop there. Just around this corner, you said? Yeah, I see it. They set it up along the outside of the tunnel. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, I didn't see those other tables. Do you have a preference for where we sit? All right, then let's get our things from the cafe and sit there. Sound good? What do they have here? I wouldn't really expect there to be a cafe or anything like that here. That makes sense. Anything specific you recommend? Or recommend staying away from? That's fair. What are you thinking about getting? I think I'll get the same thing, actually. Seems like a good choice to me. You don't have to order mine. I can get it. Fine. But as with those tickets, we're going to talk about this later. All right. As you wish, my dear. I will go sit down. I'll be easy to find. Thanks. As you said, nothing to write home about, but certainly nothing to complain about. It's pretty good. Oh, do they normally have events going on? I guess that makes sense. What do they have running today? Yeah, take your time looking. I'm just enjoying sitting here. Mm-hmm. The dolphin show sounds like it'd be fun. Have you ever been? What did you think? Do you want to go see that today? Actually, what time is the show? Oh, so we have a bit of time before that. And there's a penguin walk at some point as well. Okay, and that's a fair bit later, though not too bad either. How about this? How about once we're done with our cafe break, we go back to looking at exhibits until the dolphin show, go to that, and then go from there? If we want to stay for the penguin thing or just keep looking around, we can do that. And if we're tired and want to leave, then we can do that. Does that sound good? Yeah, that's a good point. Exhibits, dolphin show, go somewhere for lunch, and then whatever comes after that. Mm-hmm. Of course we can stop by the gift shop as well. Anything specific you want to get? And you're not going to tell me what it is, are you? Oh. Oh yeah, matching keychain charms or something would be really cute. I like that idea a lot. That's such a cute first date idea. Mm-hmm. You're really sweet, sweetheart.